The woman carrying my child texts, "I'm keeping the baby." I reply, "Okay," and continue painting the nursery. We learned early on it would most likely mean my death if I ever try to have a baby, so my husband and I found a surrogate to carry and have our baby for us. I'm painting the third wall when my phone rings. "We need to talk," she says. "I've fallen in love with your husband. We've been seeing each other for weeks now, and I'm keeping the baby. We're going to raise it together, just the three of us." My hand freezes. I force myself to hold the paintbrush steady against the wall, finishing the stroke I started. "Okay," I say, and end the call. I stare at the half-painted wall. My heart is pounding. 8 months of preparation, $27,000 in legal fees, a contract reviewed by 3 lawyers, and this woman thinks she can just keep my baby? My hand doesn't shake as I dip the brush back in the paint. I won't give her the satisfaction of falling apart. I go back to painting because the alternative is screaming, and screaming won't help me win. When my husband walks through the door after work, I'm washing the paintbrushes in the kitchen sink. My hands are moving on autopilot. He kisses my cheek like he always does, asks how my day was. I let him finish his story about work before I speak. "She called today. Said you two have been seeing each other. Said she's keeping the baby." His face goes completely blank. "What are you talking about?" I watch his expression for any tell, any micro movement that would confirm what she said. Nothing. "The woman we paid to have our baby? She claims you're in love with her, that you want to raise the baby together." He pulls out his phone immediately, starts scrolling through his messages, his call log. "I haven't talked to her outside of the appointments. You've been at every single one. When would I even—" He stops, looking genuinely confused. This sounds like she's having some kind of breakdown. My phone rings. My lawyer. My pulse spikes. I put it on speaker. "We have a problem," she says without reading. "Your surrogate called my office an hour ago demanding to know how to terminate the surrogacy agreement. She was extremely agitated." My hands go cold. "I need you to understand something. Women in her situation, when they realize they can't legally keep a child, they sometimes become dangerous. I'm not trying to scare you, but given her behavior, I think you should consider alerting the authorities. Now." I thank her and hang up. My mouth is dry. Then my phone buzzes. A text from her. Photos. A nursery setup with pink blankets and stuffed animals. The text reads, "Getting my baby's room ready." My husband's face goes pale. The next morning, his office calls. She showed up, demanding to see him, crying in the lobby until security escorted her out. This is escalating fast. My lawyer is informing me that the police might have to get involved. When the doorbell rings, my stomach drops. I open the door and she's standing there, mascara running down her face, hands on her pregnant belly, with my baby. "I need to talk to him," she says, trying to look past me into the house. "Please, just let me explain." My husband appears behind me and her whole face lights up. "There you are. Tell her. Tell her how you feel about me." He looks at her with pure confusion. "I don't know you like that." She starts crying harder. "Yes, you do. And I know everything about you." She smiles through her tears, this unsettling, dreamy smile. My blood goes cold. "I've been watching you since before you even hired me. I saw you at that coffee shop talking about wanting a baby. I followed you home that day. I learned your schedules, your routines. I applied to be your surrogate specifically because I knew you were the one." Everything stops. I can hear my husband's circular mail devices drop. 6 months. She's been stalking us for 6 months before we ever met her. "You're too old to be a good mother anyway," she continues, her voice turning sharp. "Real mothers carry their own babies. You're just paying for a product." But I'm giving him a real family. That's when I call 911. My hands are shaking now. The police arrive within minutes. She escalates fast, screaming about us stealing her family while I record everything. They eventually get her in the car. Emergency restraining order filed that night. The court orders psychiatric evaluation, and she's placed in a monitored facility until delivery. 4 weeks later, our daughter is born. 2 officers and a court supervisor present. The handoff happens in a hospital conference room with our lawyer present and the judge on video call. She doesn't look at me when they place my daughter in my arms. She just stares at my husband and whispers, "You would have been such a good dad to her."